A lot of society has anxiety, they're depressed. A lot of our celebrities are overdosing off of drugs. If the top was so cool and fulfilling, why would they be dying from trying to numb out the pain with drugs? I'm Sarah, this is Natasha. We're gonna be talking about friendships. It's a big one. It's kind of crazy that friendships, friend goals, squad goals, that fun lifestyle of like wanting to travel with your friends and have a cool friend group, it actually is like a huge thing in our life.
You want to be able to have a good circle of people around you
Exactly.
who are able to support you and that are actually genuine and authentic.
And you have found yourself actually feeling the struggle, the loneliness that comes with not having like a good best friend or a cool friend group to hang out with, maybe all your life. You've kind of had weird friends or bad friends. You're kind of tired of it. You're tired of this random cycle of like people who aren't loyal or people who are full of drama. You're gonna spit some truth and just talk about it so you can see that you're not alone in this common thing.
You might go to a small school and you feel like that you've tried to be friends with every single person and you just can't. You feel so alone. So we're gonna address that too, of how you can overcome that. I was actually homeschooled first grade through sixth grade. While it was like really good for my education, I would beg my parents to send me to public school because I really like being around people. I struggled with it a little bit because seeing my friends once a week and then whenever we had like a play day or whatever just didn't really seem to cut it for me. I was all in Virginia. When I moved to Florida, I went to like a normal small private school, and my freshman year I was a completely different person than I am now. A lot of the social skills that I think I should have learned in elementary school I didn't fully grasp. So when I came to high school, I would get so friend jealous and so left out feeling when my friends hung out without me. I get so insecure. If I wasn't invited to something, that doesn't mean that someone didn't like me, but then I would kind of lash out or like confront the person about it, which sounds crazy, but I think
You're just figuring yourself out when you're so young.
I was also a little chubbier back then, so that my insecurity with my appearance really, I think, fed into the fact of me feeling insecure, like nobody wants to hang out with me, I'm not pretty enough like all these like Florida girls, blah blah blah.
And so you're saying that like 9th, 10th grade,
a little bit of 11th grade,
even a little bit of 11th grade of high school, you were on that range. So for the people watching who kind of relate to that, it's more that insecure vibe of I fit in, or like if they're not hanging out with me, you know, it kind of can wreck you in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of my friendships ended up just coming from like a process of doing life together, and even if I didn't want them there sometimes, it ended up happening that we stuck together and there was love, communication, and understanding always involved. And so it ended up making a stronger relationship than ever before. Because we were the realest with each other. I was the realest with them. They were the realest with me.
It literally just takes time, but it also takes the decision for you to communicate. There is nothing that beats communication in your friendships. Nothing. And that will carry with you for the rest of your life.
You're gonna have to choose which kind of friendship you want. I find that there is a polarization. There's the kind of friendships that are really deep, they involve communication, they involve talking about real life, real problems. And then there's the ones that may be a bit superficial. Some girls will just keep going from one superficial friendship to the other. The idea of communication, the idea of like not just having drama and then dropping them is weird. I have found that to be that some girls, that's a constant theme in their friendship. They just take the cute pictures together, the social media stuff together. They do the hangouts with other groups, other boys, but there's no depth to it. If you want one of the most beautiful gifts of life, which is friendship, then it's your choice, not the other person in the friendship, to say, you know what, I'm gonna make that jump and I'm actually gonna take the responsibility to start communicating my emotions, to start expressing my wants. If you want your friend to listen to you better instead of being the one to always talk, you can't tell the other person, you gotta tell them that, hey, I feel like you always talk over me. I feel like you don't care what I have to say. I feel like you're actually always being negative. You have to take that responsibility to be that person.
I would look at the people older than me, even some of the girls in my grade, and I just felt like on the social ladder, they were here and I was here. There is no social ladder in any sort of situation. Nobody's cooler than you. Just because they're wearing certain shoes, just because they're hanging out with a different group of people does not mean that they are on a different level than you. We're all human beings. We're all imperfect. they could be looking at you while you're walking by yourself to the bathroom and praying to God that they have the strength and courage that you have to do that on your own.
When you get into college years, you think like, how did I ever feel that way? Or think that way about other just people, like who cares? But it's really real when you're at those younger ages. It does feel like there is a different kind of people. They just talk cooler than you. They have different lingo. They have more followers, more money. They're just cooler, right? But then there will be a day you will realize as soon as you meet them, have a passing conversation, they are just as human. If not, I find that the people on the top do tend to have more struggles than the ones who are minding their own business. People need you to show them love. People need you to communicate, to show them how to be a good friend. People need a person like you who's gonna stop waiting around on just life to happen and actually say, you know what, I'm done with looking at the cooler people in school and thinking that I'm not cool or something. Yeah. If you do pick up that concept, that's insane, because trust me, you will reach an age, you will reach a day when you look back and you realize it was a lot of irrational logic, and you are the most confident person ever.
I promise you, I understand that for some of you it may not hit you until it just hits you naturally, but if you can take what we're saying as concrete truth, I'm telling you that that's what it is.
I totally see your pain, because there is a loneliness and a sadness with just not having good friends. You may have met a pair of best friends and you're like, man, I wish I had a best friend who had my back like that. I want to encourage you to actually start asking God, your Heavenly Father, for a best friend. God does answer prayers, and He wants nothing more than for you to have relationships with other human beings, deep relationships, fun relationships, and start getting excited for that friend, for those friends that He's gonna bring in your life. You're not meant to do this life alone. You do not deserve to have friends who are leading you to do inappropriate things, convincing you that you have to smoke, take these kinds of pictures, post these kinds of things, drink, go to parties. All those things are lies, and you will be setting yourself up for a lot of hurt if you start following friends who do that. All they're doing is following what's in the movies and what society's doing. That's what's crazy. A lot of society has anxiety. They're depressed. A lot of our celebrities are overdosing off of drugs. If the top was so cool and fulfilling, why would they be dying from trying to numb out the pain with drugs? You need to have standards with your friendships. If you've been struggling because your friend group is not leading you in the right way, it's just been the struggle to get out of that, definitely message us, because we could become friends. We could start praying for you to get new friends. There's a better life outside of high school and middle school, a way more fulfilling life, but it's with the right people, not the ones who are following the crowd. And following the crowd is lame as crap.
I've met a lot of people who their best friends go to their church. So if you could join a youth group at a church, a lot of kids at youth groups
meet their best friends.
Meet their best friends, and they're good kids. I've just heard a lot of good stories about
friendships being made there. Here, with a grain of salt, maybe check yourself, but you are a good friend. You're a responsible friend. You care for those around you. You love those around you. Do not take that baggage that they try to put you down with into your future. You can move forward and know that you deserve good friends for your life. You have permission to want good friends. You have permission to want to live a good life. Guilt and shame kind of tries to tell you you don't deserve it because of the friends you've had and what you've done. But that's a lie that's trying to hold you in actually a sad life. And we're here to tell you that that's not the truth.
Just have grace on yourself. You're still growing as a human and you're allowed to make mistakes. So don't be like me, and I'm working on this too, where you feel like you're constantly like, oh my gosh, I need to fix this.
You need to work on it, work on it, work on it.
Yeah.
We hope and we know this video brought you a lot of peace just by knowing there are girls who feel you. Our experiences are human, they're normal. Do not forget to like and subscribe, join this family. We're all just trying to live a fun, healthy life, confident one.